Okay, hello there again. This is Karen, Stein Salvage Creations. Been busy, busy, busy here in the shop this week. Getting close to when school starts, so I have to go back to school soon. And I have a painting job that I'm going to be painting somebody's house next week. Perhaps I might try and shoot a video there. So this was a desk I got from somebody that I used to work with. I think it came out of a school, but it's really cool because it has the keyholes on the front of the drawers. The wood is also in very good shape. So my plan for this, I think, is what I'm going to do is I will sand down that top so that it's down to the bare wood, scuff sand the rest of it so that I can paint it, and I'm not sure what color yet I'm going to paint it. I really like the aged gray with the smoked glaze over top of it, so I might try and do that with this awesome desk. My first step would be to use Krud Kutter to clean off the desk. Important to make sure that you're always cleaning before you get started because you want to take that layer of dirt and grime off of the piece before you start doing anything with it. So I'm going to get started with that. Okay, my next step here is to use my orbital sander and to use a 120 grit sandpaper so that I can scuff sand all the legs, the drawers, so that the paint will stick to that. I will probably do a quick layer of primer before that, just because it's a darker wood and I'm going to put maybe a lighter gray color over top of it. I don't want that wood color popping through, so the next thing I'm doing here is just scuff sanding with 120 grit sandpaper and my orbital sander. I am gonna try and take these, I don't know, handles or pulls off of here. There is just a couple of regular head screws right here, so then I can try and just take those off before I finish sanding on those drawers. Now I don't think that those locks come off at all, so I think I'm just gonna have to just leave those on there and try and paint around them or possibly paint them. I don't know for sure what I'm doing with them. Hopefully these just come off of here. You never know. Some of these older, oh, yep, it's going to come off. Some of these older drawers, it's harder for those to come off. Now, I usually put the screws right back into my drawer handles so that I don't lose them. So this is going to be a lot easier to be able to sand on the front of the drawer here where the handle was. I don't know if this thing will pop off here, this lock, or not. Now this, I think, might be a little bit trickier. I don't know if this comes out. I do have a short screwdriver here, so hopefully I can get up in here and get this one off too. Awesome. That one came off too, so that is great. That fixed, kind of a fixed divider in here that it doesn't come out. Usually they slide out or you get them out somehow, but it's fixed in there. So, okay, get that out of there. So now I'm just going to quick finish sanding on these drawer fronts here with my 120 grit sandpaper. Okay, so now looks like I have my table here all scuff sanded, all my legs all the way around it here. I have my drawers scuff sanded so that they would be ready for paint. So my next step is to flip the table over and try and get that tabletop sanded down to some bare wood. For that, I'm going to use my belt sander. My belt sander with an 80 grit sandpaper in it, and then I will use a 120 grit on my orbital to just kind of smooth it out after I get to that wood. Here we are on a gorgeous morning here in the shop. I am going to get started with getting some primer on this desk. I'm just going to use my Zenser Fast Prime 2, which is what I've been using on almost all my projects that I've been putting on YouTube, to get a layer of primer on here before I figure out what color I'm going to make the base of this desk. Haven't really decided yet, so I will get started with priming. I'm just using a brush and just going to paint it straight out of the can. Okay, now that I have the desk primed, I will let it dry just for a little while here, and I'll probably do a quick little hand sanding over top of it, and then I may put on another layer of that primer. You can see that it's really, there are some spots here where you can see the wood that's still kind of showing through here, so I haven't really decided what color I'm going to paint this, whether I'm going to go like a bold color, or whether I'm going to go more like muted and safe, so that I can make sure I can sell it. Be back soon. I did forget to prime these drawers. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prime the whole drawer, the lock, the keyhole, and everything. It's just going to get primed, and then I'm just going to paint over all of it. So I'm going to get started with that. Okay, decision made. Here I'm going to paint this desk. I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum Milk finish in the color Eclipse, which is like a black color. And then I'll stain the top, and I think I've got some stain, I think it was called chestnut stain, but I think will look really good with that. So I'm going to get started here with painting the desk. So now that I have the color on here, the Eclipse color, I painted both the drawers, the handles, and the entire base of the dresser. Now I've put a couple of coats on there because it does dry extremely fast. I am going to let it dry here just for the next maybe 30 minutes or so. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a third coat on the dresser, or I'm sorry, the desk, and then come back and see if that is going to be enough, and then put that clear coat on the black before I move on to the top. So some of the things that you might notice, like here on my dresser front, or on that top part, I did get some black paint on it, but that's no big deal because I can just take my orbital sander and I can just sand that right off so that I can do the stain on there. So I will probably at least go around the top part there and make sure that I'm not seeing any of that white just poking through. Okay, here we are back here. I'm going to get that last coat here on the drawers and the desk. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, so now I have these 3 coats here of this Eclipse Black Rust-Oleum milk paint onto the drawers, the handles, the rest of the desk over here, and I actually think it looks really, 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 really good. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry completely to see if I need to put any more touch-ups on the black areas, and then I'll get started with the top of the table. Next step here is to get this matte clear top coat finish onto my desk. So I'll put this in all of the desk area, the drawers, the handles, right now.